The power of Perry Pencil was revealed to me one day when I held aloft my magical pencil and said, "By the power of Perry Pencil, I have the power." And now you can have the power to draw too. Hello everyone, this is Perry Pencil, and I have been hearing rumblings about the new Netflix series called Squid Games. So I was off this past Monday on the 11th, and let me just say, I can see why this series is #1 on Netflix right now. As a matter of fact, I was so impacted by this series, I decided to teach you how to draw the Squid Game soldier. Thanks for stopping by. Like and subscribe and hit that alert button. For those who are here to learn how to draw, let's do this. All right, everybody, let's jump on into this. All right, for this drawing, this is going to be a mid-level drawing, meaning it's going to be dealing with the task of having hands and a gun at it. So, you know, there's going to be some elements like hands and whatnot, and sometimes instead of it being a waist-high drawing, you'll have like usually just the bust is the beginning level, but this right here is going to require a little bit more than that, which is going to be arms, hands, and holding a weapon. So as you see here, I went on ahead and drew the oval for the head. Then you want to put an oval right beneath the base of that head. That's going to be like the length of the neck. Then you're going to come down here with 2 lines for the neck. Notice I'm putting these things in very light so that later on we add detail, you'll be able to go right over top of that. Now what we want to do is just move on down here and measure the shoulder width, which you want to take the index finger to the top of the head and the bottom of the chin. We're going to move it to the side like so, and mark it. Slide it over, mark this as well. Now what this is pretty much going to do is just show what the width of the shoulder should be. I'm going to go ahead and like put a coat hanger fill in here, just like this. And so of course these marks will just let us know how far over to be with the shoulders on either side. And then we're going to go ahead on and also use 2 head lengths for the torso. So I'm going to take one, slide it down, mark it for the chest right below the thumb, slide it down again for the waist, because it's going to be a waist high drawing. All right, so if you notice, you got these 2 marks here, and then what you want to do is go ahead and draw a large oval shape for the torso, so we know where the torso ends on a drawing. Okay, once you've done that, you want to divide, of course, this in half, this drawing in half, all the way to the bottom of the page. Now you've gotten to this point, we're going to drop in the shoulders. To get that measure correct, come right at the base of the oval here and make that coat hanger. See the triangular shape? I call that the coat hanger. All right, once you do that, you can drop in a circle for the right shoulder, circle for the left shoulder, excuse me. Once these 2 steps are completed, then we can go ahead and put the placements of the arm. So you want to kind of put a little circle there and a little circle here, so we can know where the placement's going to be. So drop that on down to like the waist area where the elbow's going to come in. So then you can draw a circle here, and then you can have that arm angle this way where the gun is going to be held here. And then for this arm, we're going to drop that down, and of course we want to make sure this lines up with this right over to the left arm. We're going to leave this for now because it's a foreshortened arm, because he'll be holding the weapon underneath his arm and whatnot. So now that we've gotten this far, we're going to go ahead and drop a cylinder in here. Okay, so this is going to pretty much fill out the form of the bicep and tricep. And of course we have the elbow here. Same thing on this side. And drop this cylinder down to where the elbow is here, right? So now we got this in place where pretty much getting there in terms of where we want everything to be in the body shape. From here, we're going to jump right on into the face area. So what we want to do is we want to drop a triangular shape here. Which is one of the most important, one of the important shapes that's on the figure is this here for our soldier. If there's a name on the Squid games, and you know in the comments, let me know what that name is. But for now, I'm calling this this Squid Game soldier. Get this straightened up. Now, once you've gotten the triangular shape done in here, we'll go ahead and put a line right beneath that, straight across like this, and then put another one like this, right? Go as dark as you can here, because what you want to do is define the face mask that this character is wearing, and then kind of come vertically here down to the chin, and do, it's like a T shape. You notice there's a T shape here, so we want to get all the forms together. You got a triangular shape here and a T shape, okay? You want to drop that off here, and then on the sides here, like this. Now we're going to deal with the hoodie aspect of the guard here. So what you want to do is have this come down or over to the side, like so. Once this is completed, you're at the halfway point. You're going to drop the other part of the mask down to the chin. Bring this on around like this. Then after that's completed, right, we can go right into the hoodie. Now I know I said that before, we wanted to establish the mask first. So you know, sometimes as I'm doing a tutorial, you'll hear me do things and maybe repetitive or whatever case may be. I'm gonna come like a little higher here, and then have the hoodie kind of come around. I like the hoodie to have like come to a point at the top, almost like a mountain, right? So then you want to have the outer hoodie come down on the side to the shoulder, kind of come in like this, right? See the form that I'm doing here? Follow this line straight down, and then do the same thing for the left side. And wrap around like that, okay? So we have the hoodie shape that we want. Now what we want to do is continue that shape on around and past the neckline. You see that there? You want to have that kind of go over this light line here. Do the same thing for the left side. Now what we want to do here is we want to establish a stitch line here. So just close this on up. Once completed, we can go ahead and drop a zipper right here, the shape of the zipper. Because the way the outfit is that they zip it way up to the neck. It's high on the neck. So then you can come on in here if you can and kind of put like a suggestion of the neck part of the outfit and put some lines in here. Now on this part of the hoodie, I usually like to suggest like some flexion folds here, giving the indication that it's fabric. Okay, now we're ready to move on to the other part, which would be the shoulders. We're going to darken that in with your pencil and get the contour going there. Wrap around this the form of the circle, right, to get the form of the fabric wrapping around the body. Do the same thing for the left side. We're going to keep part of this open for the strap that's going to be here. You'll see what I'm talking about later. Finish this and wrap this on around this part of the form as well. All right. So now we're going to come on back and then do the bicep and tricep here. Bring that on around, and wanted to have a figure form to it. And then off of this, we want to have the wrinkle line come in like this. And then we're going to have a line that wraps around this way. Okay. So then we're going to have the rest of the fabric come around here. Now, when you watch what I'm doing here, I'm going to have off this line here, have this come around onto the, where the forearm's going to come in. Now off of this circle, follow me, I'm move a little slow. This line that comes in over here is going to define where the fabric comes in at in regards to what he's wearing, the sweat outfit. And have this wrap around as well, right? And then we're going to have another one come out like so. And have this come down to the wrist area, right? We're going to have the elbow come out and around like this because he's wearing a sweat outfit. We want to have that kind of wrap around this way and be kind of thick. Open up here. Then we're going to put the wrist in, which would be the part where he's holding the gun here. Okay, so now we've gotten the important part rather of the fabric, and I'm going to erase this line here. You can follow along with me and kind of expand this out a little bit. Have that come out here, and have the arm come out this way. Just a little bit of a bulge for his bicep. And then have the rest of the hoodie come in this way, right? We'll go back, and I want to touch this up as well. Get rid of these here so we're not confused. I don't like that line there, so we'll get rid of this. And then close this back up. Okay, so now for this, we're gonna have the zipper line come down on his outfit to about here. Same thing on this side. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the strap. The strap's gonna come down to about here. We're gonna have it come up above the shoulder a little bit to show that he has a strap on. We're gonna come down this way, right? Now we're gonna concentrate on the left arm. Off of this dot, we have a flexion fold coming this way, and what he's wearing come down this way. And then have another flexion fold come around here. And then we're gonna go around the form like we did with this arm on this side. Now we're gonna stop here on the side for a minute, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on the hand and then the weapon he's holding right here. Okay, so let's deal with the hand. You wanna put a box shape here for the hand. And what I usually like to do is indicate the knuckles always. Knuckle here, here, 3, and then 4, right? The index finger is going to be pointing because he's not pulling the trigger, so you want to have that finger extended. Let me show you that for a second. And then you want to have the ring finger, and then the middle, the ring finger, or the middle finger, ring finger, and then the pinky here, right? We're going to jump on in and let him hold this holster, or the handle rather, on this weapon. We're gonna put the trigger in here, have that come across here straight. Now we're gonna draw the weapon. Let's move this up a little bit by erasing that. Now we want to go on ahead and put the box form of the weapon in here. It's gonna be a real simple line going straight up like this, and then we're gonna have the handle come through the hand and down and around like this. All right. So we have this part of the weapon coming up here, and we're going to box that out this way. All right, so we're going to have to bring in the other hand now. So where the other hand is kind of on an angle here, coming up to the top a bit. It's going to come down like this, and it's going to wrap around. So because he's wearing gloves, we're going to make this hand a little simpler. All right, so then for the fingers, we're gonna do the pinky, then we're gonna do the ring finger, the middle finger, and then the index finger, like this. And we're gonna round these off, giving them more of a finger feel, and just let this be flat. Once that's completed, we're gonna make it the guard appear that he's holding the rest of the weapon out to the side here. Close this off and then angle this like this, right? Then we'll put a bend here to make the hand look a little more natural. Just bother me there a little bit, just try and get a little bit form to it. Okay, now we're gonna come back in here, add a little detail here for this part of the weapon, and add a few lines in here for me. 1, you can count if you want, 2, and then 3 right below the top. And then bring this little piece up like this. This is like the scope where they can kind of look and peer down there off to the front of the weapon. All right, so we're going to continue this line out, and then we're going to bring the front of the weapon out, which is going to come out like this. And on the edge of this, there's a scope here, so we're going to put a scope there. Okay. Then we're gonna have a piece drop down like this, and we're gonna have this extend out a little further. This come in. So we're gonna finish up this arm. So we're gonna have, which is this, come around this way here. We're gonna close this out. See that? Have that line come right up under there, and then have what he's wearing kind of the fabric wrap around this way. So it's gonna be a bit of bulk here because technically his arm is bent, and we're gonna have that the sweat outfit that he's wearing kind of fold up here behind the gun. Let me go ahead and do this so this line doesn't confuse you. Have this continue on. All right, so far so good. I'm gonna come on and let this line come down. And then off the back of this, guys, we're gonna have the handle come under his arm this way. So what I want you to do is, if you did this line here, you can get rid of this line now. And you'll see me periodically do this throughout the tutorials to add or take away or subtract with the drawing if needed. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put a circle here. And got this coming around here for the thumb. Now we're going to come down a little bit more around the waist area. So we're going to continue this line down like this, bring it out, and drop this down. And actually there's one piece I forgot here. Forgive me, guys. So right behind his finger here, we're going to drop this piece out like this. This is the clip that goes into the weapon itself. So we have that come out just like that. And then have the indication of the magazine here, that the bullets and everything going with just like that. All right, so far so good, guys. We're almost there. Not a lot more to do because this is, you know, pretty much a straightforward drawing here. Bring this out of the sweatshirt down and around. Now we're going to concentrate on his waist. So for the waist, we want to continue a belt line here and here. Do that for me, and drop the pants off the page. Like he's standing guarded, he's ready. So you want to bring this line in. This is the belt. Have that come in. Matter of fact, do me a favor, go straight across here so that we can establish one side of the belt and the other. We're going to take one line here and then one line here, and then do the same thing on the opposite side here. And then for the buckle, we're going to drop that in. We're going to do a simple square shape. Okay. Once we've done the square shape, we're going to go ahead on and put like a indication that is open on this side, and then a little narrower, one on this side, and have that drop in like this shape. Boom. And that way it looks like it's coming out the other side. All right, looking good, guys, looking good. What do you think? What do you think? All right, have that zipper line come down. And I do believe he has a pocket on this side, on his left side. So let's drop that pocket in really quick. Get that in there. Have that come down just below or above the gun, rather. And then have this button on this side. And then have a couple of flexion folds here for the pocket. Now, for the most part, this is line drawing completed. So what I want to do now is kind of get into a little bit of shading. And before I do that, if you can follow along with me, we'll clean up the drawing a little bit with this kind of eraser on your pencil. Just kind of go in there and get rid of stuff that you don't no longer need. Have that come in like this for the knuckle. Right. And then once that's completed, you can kind of take a regular size eraser if you have one, and kind of go up in here and clean the hair a little bit. Just to get rid of some lines and some shapes and stuff that you don't need anymore. And this is the reason why it's important to go light and not to go too heavy with your pencil, because you want to be able to get rid of these lines fairly easy. All right, I think that's enough. Now for this portion of the drawing, we're going to be shading. So for the mask, notice I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna just do some shading here. You can follow along with me. Go in here and kind of go around your form as simplistically as you possibly can. Try not to press too hard, just kind of get some shading going on. And then for the rest of the mask, go over these lines as lightly as you can, because you don't want to lose your detail. Okay, so once you've done that, I'm gonna drop in here, get a little darker in this up underneath the hood. And do the same thing here. And then I believe this is dark, and then this zipper right here in the front is pretty dark, as I recognize from the from the picture. I want to go back here and drop a fold in here just for a little bit more detail. And then off the shoulder, let that drop in like that. A couple of lines here. Now we're going to go in and shade this end, the strap on his shoulder. And this is also adding in the mid-level drawing technique of shading here. Not going too crazy, but just enough to kind of differentiate between the helmet and everything else, in the gun and or weapon, excuse me. You want to shade the weapon in, right? Because what this is going to do is pop and separate the weapon from the person that's holding the weapon. Keep on shading here. Notice I'm shading in a very deliberate direction. And the reason why you want to do that is for consistency's sake. And what the eyes does, it doesn't confuse your eyes, right? Going around in here is neat laser pen. Same thing here. On the handle, and the same thing here. And then the front part of the gun. Just go in here, just drop a little darkness in there. Same thing here and here. All right, we're closing in. We're getting done. Getting the work done, guys. If you lasted up this long, I appreciate you for hanging in here with me and drawing the Squid Games guard. I want to add a little bit of shading here because the gloves are black. So I want to definitely make sure that you can see the difference between the gun and everything else. All right, and then go ahead, we're going to do his belt. Everything that's black, go ahead on and shade that in. And what this will teach you to do is to have contrast in your drawings. And so it gives you a little bit of contrast and understanding what's going on, what he's wearing, what he's holding, and stuff like that. All right, and let's fade this out. All right, guys, that's going to complete this drawing.
Hey guys, let me know your thoughts on Squid Games. I know it's not for all audiences, but let me know if you want to see me draw more characters from the show. Also, leave your thoughts and comments about this tutorial. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that alert button so that way you'll know whenever I upload a video. Until next time, take care.
This city has a problem, and that problem is subscribers. Anytime that Perry Pencil subscribers button isn't clicked, it can be used against you. No need to worry, because there's a new officer in town. A crime has been reported. I am RoboFlop. I mean, RoboCrop. All right, who am I kidding? This is Perry Pencil. If you don't smash that alert button, like or subscribe to this channel, you are under arrest.
Super Cop.
Hey, subscribe, you or else.
RoboPerry, the future of YouTube law enforcement.